Food stamp dependents across the U.S. are threatening to loot grocery stores, steal food, and harm people if their benefits are cut.
I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow.
I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store.
Who get the out my way? I'm not paying for a damn thing.
A crisis now just days away as the government shutdown halts SNAP or food stamp funding for more than 40 million people. The USDA confirmed Sunday that, quote, the well has run dry, warning that benefits will stop in November unless Congress restores funding.
Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this on Jesus Lamar Christ. I will be at Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that store with my groceries.
Trump, if you want, motherfuckers start looting, it's gonna happen.
Since you want to take food stamps away, I'm going to fucking Walmart. I'm going to rack up any damn Walmart, throw this shit right in the basket. I'm coming right about that bitch. Move, get the out my way. I'm not paying for a damn thing.
Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit.
I'm about to go in that bitch masked up, you hear me? Y'all think I'm playing? Watch this, you hear me? Watch this. Watch what I do. Watch what I do.
I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store, get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard if you think I ain't gonna walk out that stuff.
Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human bulldozer, baby? Because that's what the I'm going to turn into. If you think you going to stop me from leaving out that goddamn store with my monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month.
And please follow me to that motherfucking car. If you feeling fucking froggy, bitch, you ain't gonna make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you.
Ma'am, stop right there. Put your hands on the car.
I'm not stealing. The president said I could have this food.
Ma'am, step away from the exit.
Y'all are harassing me for groceries. I didn't ring a thing up because it's free now.
That's not how it works. Turn around, place your hands behind your back.
No, you can't do this.
Cuffing left wrist.
This ain't over.
Huh?
Hear about the woman from Michigan who was arrested for food stamp fraud after she used her food stamp card to buy the ingredients to make baked goods and then turned around and sold them on Facebook for a profit. A 32-year-old single mother named Talia was doing what women know how to do best, make something out of nothing. So she used her food allowance from the state of Michigan to purchase ingredients to make cookies, pies, and cakes. She then sold those baked goods on Facebook, which became a good side hustle. What she didn't know was that her bakery side hustle was being watched by authorities for more than a year. And after they collected enough evidence, they issued a warrant for her arrest. Police charged her with one count of food stamp fraud of $1,000 or more, which is a felony. Talia now faces up to 10 years in prison and a $250,000 fine. Talia wasn't selling her food stamps. She wasn't selling her body. She wasn't hurting anybody. But the police decided to target this woman anyway. Do you think Talia deserved to be arrested? Leave a comment to let me know. I'm Tierka with the T. Follow for more.
This is hilarious. Turmoil in the USA. Tension is rising all around the US as SNAP benefits and food stamp payments face possible cut by November 1st. Millions of families say they have no food to feed their children, and frustration is boiling over. Some are even threatening to loot grocery stores if their benefits are stopped, and with food prices soaring and inflation at record highs, the situation is becoming unbearable and desperate. In this video, we break down what's behind the crisis and what's the government doing or failing to do as hunger spreads across America. Tell us what you think down in the comments.
Man, it's not even November, and it's already started. People are already getting hijacked at the local supermarkets. Check this shit out. Instead of pulling out your camera and recording, I mean, you should have been fucking defending yourself. That's your stuff. You paid for that. Why are you gonna let somebody just snatch it all up from you? That's fucking sad. You guys need to start fighting back or doing something. But this is just a message for the ladies out there. Do not go to the store by yourself. Make sure that you got somebody with you or you got something with you, okay, to protect yourself. Because we don't know how bad it's gonna get. We don't know. So prepare for the worst. And if nothing comes out of it, cool. Well, at least you were ready. But don't go alone. Make sure you take a boyfriend, your husband, your oldest son, your cousin. I don't care if you got to go 5 deep. Just don't go alone. Be safe out there.
This is not a happy smile, y'all. On Tuesday, Mike Johnson dismissed any standalone bills seeking to pay federal workers or fund assistance programs during the government shutdown. He said they're a waste of time. Here's the full quote for those who want context. We voted September 19th to fund every one of those priorities, and every Democrat in the House except one voted not to fund them. The Democrats are playing games. They put a few of the one-off bills on the floor, as you've seen in the last week or so. They put a bill to pay the troops, pay essential workers, and Democrats voted it down. So it'd be futile legislative effort for us to do this again, repetitively in the House, and send it over there. So Chuck's here. We're in the game. So Chuck Schumer can play games and spike it. It's a waste of our time. Those weren't one-off bills that were put forward. The Democrats have now offered a one-off bill for paying federal workers, funding SNAP, and Mike Johnson is saying it's a waste of their time. A waste of their time.
Let this be a lesson learned. Do not depend on the government to feed you or your family. If you're not going to get your food stamps or you're worried about that, I understand there are some people that are in hard times or whatever, but some of you, maybe this is the kick in the ass that you needed. This is the wake-up call that you needed in your life to finally figure something else out. Finally figure out, like, hey, you need to be able to depend on yourself, not on the government to feed you or feed you and your kids. Because too many of you make a career out of it. I understand there's hardworking people who can't make ends meet, but most of the people that get food stamps, they got money for beer, they got money for cigarettes, they got money to go to concerts, for this and that, they're on Section 8, but they don't got money for food. Come on, let this be a lesson. Figure it out. You can figure it out. Believe it or not, this is something good.
To death, but I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to hunt you animals down and roast and eat you, the delectable crackers and cheese. We will make it happen if we have to. Trust and believe me.
People are really going to be stealing people carts of groceries out of the grocery parking lot. I'm telling you, it seems like it's headed that way. Now, what other choices are people going to have to find food to eat? Because people about to be out here struggling. They about to be out here bad. So do you really think they're going to look at you with all these groceries, packing it in your car, about to go home and feed your family from the, hard-earned money that you made from working your job that afforded you the affordability to buy those groceries? They ain't going to give a They ain't going to care. They gonna snatch them bags up out your hand and be like, I wish you would.
Now, among other things, if you're going to shop for groceries during this government shutdown, you have to keep these videos in mind. There are many threats like it. Many people receiving food stamps who would rather rob you and even kill you and eat you, apparently, than have to pay for their own groceries for once in their lives. They would rather rob and kill than just get a damn job. And I'll highlight a couple more of these clips, mainly because they're so over the top that it's hard to believe they're real, but they are. Watch.
Let my come on the 15th and I'm gonna show them why I went to jail twice. I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the mood. My birthday is in December. Thanksgiving coming up. I don't see that what I'm saying, because my mama already had used my 150 this month. That's why I should never.
Now, as best I could decipher, this individual who doesn't appear to speak English is threatening to go to prison for the third time if her, or maybe his, I can't tell, food stamps don't come through in November. And for good measure, you can hear a smoke alarm chirp mid-rant. So in case you missed it, it went like this. I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the mood. My birthday in December. And then there's the chirp, and then there's the statement that, quote, Thanksgiving coming up. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, I gotta say. The Thanksgivings. So you are actively suffering. Money is being taken out of your paycheck, and food is being taken off of your children's plate for the sake of that. Remember that. For the sake of that person. Your life is being actively harmed every day. You're being forced to make real sacrifices in your life every day, and your family's being forced to, and your children, for that. Now, one question right off the bat is why someone who's been to prison is allowed to receive food stamps in the first place. I mean, why is this something we're tolerating? You could commit multiple crimes resulting in your incarceration, and then when you get out, you can force taxpayers to buy your groceries? You can not only be a total nothing of a person who contributes absolutely nothing to society, but you can actually actively work to harm society every day of your life. And yet still, we're forced to feed you. And yet still, you are going to eat better than many of the people who are being forced to subsidize your grocery bill. That seems like one privilege that we could rescind immediately. There's like basic things we could do. And while we're at it, we should implement drug testing as a requirement for SNAP benefits, as this video makes clear. Watch.
No food stamps equals no to less weed money. Like, y'all about to have people out here hangry and sober. That's a diabolical combination. Because the food money got to come out of some budget, and that's the first one it usually comes from.
Can you imagine the horror of having to tap into your weed budget to buy food for yourself? I mean, it's unthinkable, really. No one should have to endure humiliation like that. Surely we should just steal money from people who are actually working for a living. You can look at the saddest of sob stories and it doesn't get any better. Here's a report that aired on a local Fox affiliate this week, for example. Watch.
Federal workers waiting in long lines at this food bank in Southern Maryland. I would have never.
Let my shit not come on the 15th, and I'm going to show them why I went to jail twice.
I'm a 21-year-old dad. I got 3 kids that I take care of, plus like another one that isn't mine, but she's with me most of the time.
Y'all was clutching y'all purses before. This gonna be the time that you need to clutch them. Y'all was doing all that shit at the wrong time. But this is y'all time to show out. Show out then. I ain't gonna be mad at you.
Bro is waiting in the dispensary parking lot, asking people if they have any spare roaches. I don't think y'all understand. The crash out levels is about to go through the roof. No food stamps equals no to less weed money.
Hey, if you see food getting stolen this holiday season, no, you didn't. And if you see a big hairy dude like me being a giant distraction so families can steal more food, no, you didn't.
And no, okay, y'all just mad because I get 3 canned food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3 canned food.
When they run up in there and start stealing them turkeys.
All right, so today we're talking about food stamps. The food stamp wars are getting even worse. Politicians have no idea how to fix this, and there are some very mad people. Let's watch some of this and let's talk about it.
If I don't get my motherfucking food stamp next month, it's gonna be war with me and the motherfucking stores. I'm going to Walmart, Target, Sam Clubs, whatever. Walking on that bitch with 3 motherfucking carts. So I better get my food stamp. It's gonna be motherfucking war. If I get caught and go to jail, whoop did you do? Just know I did it for a motherfucking reason.
They all on my phone telling me we ain't gonna get our food stamps November. Let my shit not come on the 15th. Let my shit not come on the 15th, and I'm gonna show them why I went to jail twice. I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the mood. My birthday is in December. Thanksgiving coming up. I don't see that what I'm saying, cause my mama already had used my 150 this month. That's why I should never.
Thing about this government shutdown. And you know, like, I'm a 21-year-old dad. I got 3 kids that I take care of, plus like another one that isn't mine, but she's with me most of the time. So I got 4 kids that depend on me on the daily basis to give them food and provide for them and to make sure that they have a house over their head, you know. And I work a lot. My girlfriend, she works a lot too. So then we got this, you know, we got assistance that is given to us because we're a low income family. And it's like, I see all these people out here talking about how people who use EBT or need EBT are lazy. Well, I'll tell you this right now. I ain't lazy. I work my ass around to you any time of the day, any time of the day. But it hurts my heart because now I got to look at my kids and I got to look at my family and I got to wonder what the fuck I'm going to do now. And it's 2025. Nobody should have to feel like that. Nobody should have to think like that. It's not like we're out here being savages fucking hunting for our food.
I want to know your comments down below on all this. I want to hear it. Are we at a point now where it's too expensive for young people to have children? You know, 20-year-olds get married. They're high school sweethearts. They get a little house. They try to start by themselves. Is it too expensive now to have children at 19, 20, 21 years old like people used to do? I want to know your thoughts because I feel like that's where we're at. I mean, I'm 40 having children and it's still expensive. Spent 20 years, work life, 20 years to be able to afford children. That's terrible to think about it. Just to be able to eat, medical, housing, utilities. And I hate it for the young people. I feel sorry for them. I feel bad for them. But young people should be able to have children. We're having children too late in life now. That's my opinion on that.
And shit, now we can go to the grocery store and buy it. So why should I have to be worried about where my next meal is going to come from? You know, I'll sit here and I'll starve myself any day for my kids to eat, but I shouldn't have to. I should be able to be strong so then I can feed my family, you know. And I'm not saying that all my food expenses come from EBT, but at least for half of the month it does. You know, half of the month my food is paid for by EBT, you know, and it's like, so now what am I supposed to do? Not pay my rent or not pay my vehicle or not pay my electricity? Not pay my vehicle insurance, which is needed in order to drive a vehicle? Like, it just makes no sense to me. I don't know. But maybe I'm wrong.
This bro is waiting in the dispensary parking lot, asking people if they have any spare roaches. I don't think y'all understand. The crash out levels is about to go through the roof. No food stamps equals no to less weed money. Like, y'all about to have people out here hangry and sober. That's a diabolical combination. Because the food money got to come out of some budget, and that's the first one it usually comes from. All I'm saying is just be nicer to people in these coming days, because that blunt and those snacks may have been the only thing stopping your coworker from putting you first in line for a meet and greet with God Almighty.
I just wanted to come real fast just to make this video, just to make something very, very clear to the white man. Black Americans do not care about your government shutdown, and Black Americans do not care about you taking away our EBT and our government assistance, because Black Americans never depended on the American government to take care of us and feed us, because we never could. We were never able to depend on the government, in spite of what you may say and what you may try to force us to believe. So you can sit back and you can mock, you can laugh, and you can think that you're about to starve us to death. But I'm here to let you know that we are going to eat regardless, even if we have to hunt you animals down and roast and eat you. The delectable crackers and cheese. We will make it happen if we have to. Trust and believe me. And if it takes this government shutdown for Black people to finally come from under the government and understand that we don't need to be paying our taxes into this government, what we really need to be doing is taking care of one another, buying land and growing our own food and building our own nation. If this government shutdown and starvation is what it's going to take, then let the party begin. It's Black power, baby, and we rise.
So here's my question. When did food stamps EBT become about race? Because when I Googled it, whites make up the largest percentage of food stamp recipients. So why is it a race thing? It's a politician thing. Politicians have done this, both the left and the right, by failing to come up with a solution that both parties can get behind in the recommended amount of time. So just 1,000,000 times. They are using us as pawns and then betting us against each other with race. We've got to stop falling for these politicians and their little lies that they feed to us through the media. The numbers are the numbers, okay? We are all in this together. All the races are being puppeted by the politicians and the corporations. That's what's going on. Not in all this other stuff. There's no the man out to get the other man, okay? It's the man. It's the Rage Against the Machines. They made a lot of good music about it in the 80s and 90s.
Man, no. Okay, y'all just mad because I get 3 canned food stamps. So what? I get all kind of snacks while I'm sitting here chilling or whatever, paying no bills. No bills. I'm on government assistance. My son back there with his snacks. Government assistance, 3 canned food.
You know what? If I don't get my food stamps, I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to rack up, and I'm going to ride right out the door, and I dare anybody to put their hands on me. I'm going back to stealing, so you better lock your cars. I'm going to take everything in sight.
I know some of these people are just trying to be funny, or this is just satire. Don't do this. It just makes a bad scenario for everybody. Like, why would we say stuff like this? And why do we take it out on the other people? Like the little grocery store owner or the little supermarket owner. Why is it I'm going to go steal from that guy and make his life worse? Instead of like holding the people accountable, the politician that cut the stamps off to begin with. This is not a, like, let's go hate our peer. This is a, let's go after the people that are responsible for not doing their jobs. I don't understand this. Can somebody please explain to me in the comments below that we're all just trying to make it out here? And I have friends that own grocery stores, little grocery stores. They don't need their shelves raided and destroyed because you're mad at the government. It's not the shop owner.
I want to be in the grocery store when they start looting it, because you think that people are going to be hungry? You think that these people not going to get their Thanksgiving? Baby, when they run up in there and start stealing them turkeys, oh, it's going to be like Christmas came early up in this bitch. I want to see the first news story about somebody stealing a turkey. Because you know that shit about to go down, and I wanna be front row for it. Because I'm here for it. Get everything up out of the grocery store. Get it all.
Is she for real? Because here's what's gonna happen. Don't do this. One, the grocery stores are they're gonna audit the communities that they're in. And the ones that get stolen from the most, and it becomes not efficient for them to operate in that area, they're going to leave that area. And you're going to be left with no stores. We saw this in the last situations that happened. They will audit the cost of doing business there. The insurance companies will quit funding losses there. And pretty soon, they'll just leave. They'll either sell the buildings, or they'll rent it out to something else, like a metal fabrication company, and there'll just be no food in the communities. Don't do this. There are other ways to do this, and I've talked about it. Go to your politician's office and pick it out in front. Send them 9,000 emails. Get lawyers. Like, go to Congress. Go to your state representatives and say, we're not going to stand for this. We're going to vote you out if you don't fix this. And they'll fix it. Destroying your community is not it.
No, if you see food getting stolen this holiday season, no, you didn't. And if you see a big hairy dude like me being a giant distraction so families can steal more food, no, you didn't. No family should go hungry this holiday season. Especially with benefits being taken away, it's absolute bullshit. So if you do see me being a giant distraction, I advise you to join in so we can have them steal more food. If you
Let me tell y'all something. Those that's talking about going out there making them videos, talking about y'all gonna rob them people's stores because they done cut them SNAP benefits. Let me tell you something. You go out there, you gonna give them folks every legal right to bop you across your head. Baby, they're going to be justified in bopping you across your head. You better learn how to cook some quick, cheap, easy meals. You could take some tuna, some cream of mushroom, peas, and throw some noodles in it. You want to get fancy, crumble some crackers on the top. You got tuna casserole. You can take you some beans. I don't care if it's black bean, pinto beans. If you don't know how to make them homemade, you can buy them in a can from the Dollar Tree with some rice, baby, and you got beans and rice. Get you some cornmeal, honey, a little bit of oil, make some hot skillet cornbread. And you can take some
peanut butter with some jelly and make a sandwich, grilled cheese with some bread, honey, and get your tomato soup. You got a meal. And sit down somewhere. Don't go out in them streets because they going to bop y'all in the head. Don't do it.
I was a young person. I didn't have much money. I would probably eat for less than $5 a day. I would take cans of beans, pop them open, throw some sauce in there, some hot sauce, some pepper, some salt, and I'd eat it like soup. I would eat tuna with everything. I'd make tuna and macaroni. I'd take macaroni and cheese packets, dump a can of tuna in it. I was good. I mean, like, I was the cheapest ever in eating, and there is a way. I grew up in a family that survived the Great Depression, and my grandma used to always instill in me the ways to eat cheaply, you know, and that we've lost that. It seems like that when times are hard, how do we survive? It's not with processed foods and relying on the government. As we can see, the government is failing everybody on the food stamp and SNAP category. They're failing you because they just cut it off all of a sudden. But they did tell you a long time ago they were going to do it. It just happened quicker because politicians do what politicians do. As if you can't tell, I hate politicians.
So I just received an email from my food stamp benefit saying that if the government shutdown lasts longer than this month, I will not be receiving any benefits next month. And it's like, this month is kind of already done with, so I don't really see the government opening back up before October's over. What I get paid equals to the amount of what my bills are. Just bills. So that doesn't include diapers and wipes, gas, food. It's just the rent, the water, the electricity, the cable, the internet, my phone bill, and my car insurance. That's the bill. I find myself left struggling to put gas in my car, buy diapers and wipes, and food. Luckily, I have food stamp benefit. So if I don't receive my food stamp benefits next month, it's like, and it's not like I'm like sitting around being lazy just collecting help from the government. I work full time. It's just everything's increasing except my pay rate. There's a lot of people that are in my situation that work full time and still cannot afford to buy food because your paychecks literally cover just bills. So me seeing that email on my phone just now kind of like blew my whole evening because I wasn't really believing the rumors. I don't really follow the news and all that. I mean, us moms always figure it out. We're always going to find a way. But it is kind of stressful, like having to now think about how I'm going to buy food next.
This is a perfect example about those that don't pay attention to politics will soon be in trouble by those that do pay attention to politics. And we see a situation here where I don't want to pay attention. Somebody played politics. Now I don't have what I had. And this is a prime example we're seeing all across the country, especially in Europe, that all of a sudden the law changed and you weren't paying attention. And I feel for her, but this is what voting does. This is why voting matters. This is why holding people accountable matters.
You've got people on this app getting hundreds of thousands of likes saying that they're just going to steal the food instead. Imagine being so entitled that you think that just because the government stops giving you free stuff, you're now entitled to steal it. A lot of y'all should have been cut off a long time ago without a government shutdown because a lot of y'all have no business being on food stamps. You cannot work at all and simply have kids and exist and get up to almost $1,000 a month in a household of 4 on food stamps. Just sitting back, existing, no work requirement whatsoever. That should never have been allowed. Food stamps should be a temporary holdover while you look to get back on your feet so you can support yourself. Food stamps should not be this thing where people like me permanently pay for your groceries so that you can use the money you save to instead spend that on alcohol and vacations. That should never have been allowed. So I am happy to see you get cut off, and I will be even happier to see you get arrested when you think that you're entitled to steal food instead.
You know, there's a theory out there that if you stopped all benefits, like this was supposed to be temporary, but it became a perpetual thing. If you stop those benefits, those entitlement programs, the economy would come to a halt. because it's basically running off the velocity of money, right? And if the government stopped injecting the society with all this money all the time, that we could see a negative GDP. And I think that's where the politicians are at now. They've kicked the can so much that if we stop these programs, some of the S&P 500 could go down 10, 15, 20%. Don't shoot the messenger.
Everybody on food stamps is going crazy. It's like they just discovered that they actually have to go to work. They just discovered that things are not free. It's wild. Like, I really think that a lot of people are trolling, though, because I came across a video of a woman saying that if they cut her food stamps, she's going to start stealing. And if somebody snitches on her, she's going to get violent. That nobody should be walking her to her car to prevent her from stealing, because then she's going to get violent. And that's just going to be the consequence. And then I came across another video of a woman saying that she's going to start breaking into people's houses because that's what people get for cutting her food stamps, because she deserves to have food stamps and her and her family are going to eat regardless. And then I came across another video of a man saying that he's a boss and he doesn't work for no one, and they cut his $700 and something worth of food stamps, and he's not going to go to work because he doesn't work for nobody, and that's not something that he does, and he's upset about it.
The gall of somebody to say on social media they're going to commit a crime, then go commit the crime. Like, you don't think they're not going to play that video at your trial? Like, they're going to play it. Like, the judge is going to hear, you already said you were going to do this, and now you're being whatever you want to call it now that you're able to call it. It mind boggles me what people will say on social media. It's crazy. As somebody that says stuff on social media.
So I just finally got confirmation that food stamps is officially cut for next month. And the thing about a lot of stereotypes is they say that if you're on SNAP benefits, you don't work hard, you sit on your butt and you just collect checks, when that's not the case. I work hard every single day. I get up every single day and clean houses, and I still rely on food stamps to feed my 6 children because the prices are so high. It's unrealistic to think about not having food stamps. Next month, I'm so terrified because 6 babies are always eating, plus myself. I eat about 1 meal a day, but still. And it's like, they always say don't rely on the government. But sometimes, like in situations right now where the government literally has raised prices over 300% on just everything, eggs, milk, everything, you do have to rely on stamps, especially in my situation where I just got custody of 3 children on top of mine. So we need it. Like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm terrified right now. And I don't know if anyone else is scared, but this is scary. Like, Trump needs to figure something out. I don't know. This is so messed up right now.
I mean, what do you think about this? I want to know your comments down below. This is a real issue we got to talk about. We got to have some discourse because what we've been doing is not working. And it seems like politicians can't figure it out, so let's figure it out for them. I want to know, good, bad, and the ugly. Comment down below. We're going to have a conversation here, and this is what it's all about. Some of this I don't understand. I've always been, you work hard, you pay your bills, and I didn't know that most of these entitlement programs were as deep as they are, like a giant rabbit hole, until I started looking into it because of these videos. And I'm realizing that it's not a race thing. This is across the board, that the normal person like us is a pawn in all of this. And they pitch us against each other all the time. And the moment we figure out to stop fighting amongst ourselves and look at them.
This goes out to all the people getting their food stamps cut off. It's about damn time, bro. How the hell I've been working in this country since I was 14 and still can't afford to buy food or all the food that I want. Then you walk past a bitch in the grocery store with 3 buggies full of shit. 1 buggy full of chips, ice cream, and cookies. The other one full of water and juice and shit. All kind of drink, whatever drink they like. And the other one full of meat from the meat store. And still got food stamps left over. But I get up every damn day and work from sun up to sundown and can't make ends meet and be hungry going to work sometimes. It's about damn time. I've been tired of that shit.
The clock's up. And they know it. And we're getting there. And it seems like every election season, they play the same game and we fall for the same game every time. But if we could just figure out how to educate ourselves, how to work together, how to solve the problems, how to work in our community, if somebody's hungry, we go over there and we pick them up. We have food banks in our local communities. If churches that get these tax deductions and they don't have to pay taxes had to fund the local community's food banks with that non-taxable amount of money that they were keeping every time. But if we could just figure out how to educate ourselves, how to work together, how to solve the problems, how to work in our community, if somebody's hungry, we go over there and we pick them up. Instead of buying more land with it or making bigger churches, they went out and they helped the community to feed young kids and making sure they had jackets and that. I'll tell you this. As somebody that buys and sells houses, sometimes I buy a house, it's full of clothes. It's full of stuff. I tried to give it away the other day. It's like I told a food bank, I can give you all the clothes you could possibly ever want. Would you take it? And they told me no, because they didn't have a way to clean it. They didn't have a way to organize it. They didn't have a way to do all these things. And I was like, but I have all these clothes for people. You just got to figure that out. I'm willing to give you all this stuff. Then you figure it out, because you're a tax-free organization, to go give it to other people. And they told me no. And that's the frustrating part about this. You got politicians on one side, you got bureaucracy on the other. And have you ever tried to give money away, like to the poor? It's either somebody's trying to swindle the money you give it to. The tax implications of giving money away is astronomical. Ask your CPA that. And it's just very tough to do. You can't just go out there and give food away. The police will come and arrest you because you don't meet the health standards. At every angle, we are getting hit. And it's usually the government pointing their finger back at us for trying to help people. So that's all I got. Comment down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Now, if you are an infant, if you are mentally or physically incapable of working, or you are too old to work, right? You've put your bid in, you've done your work. I believe that we should take care of them folks, right? The government, AKA the taxpayer, yeah. I don't mind necessarily making sure that them folks are taken care of. But what I do have a problem with is this right here. Now, they're going to call me all types of phobic because I'm going to point this out. But look at this right here. Look at food stamps by ethnicity in the United States. Okay. Who is receiving a majority of the benefits that we pay for in this country? Now, I know y'all like to bring up the little argument of, well, it's mostly white people. First of all, per capita. Learn it, live it, love it. Okay? Secondly, I mean, come on. So we got to take care of everybody else's everybody else.
If something like that, if there were someone in that situation, if something like that were to ever happen in the United States, then I'd be the first in line to say, yes, get that person a taxpayer-funded hot dog. I don't want to see anyone starve. Nobody does. But I don't think that's actually happening in modern America. And nobody has demonstrated otherwise. Like, no one has presented us with a person and said, okay, there's an actual human who's alive today in America, and for this person, legitimately, if they don't have food stamps, they will starve. It's the only thing. It's the only way they could get their hands on food. No one has shown that example. And in fact, if you look at what food stamp recipients are saying in their own words, you come away with the distinct impression that almost none of these people actually need the food stamps. Instead, you come away with the impression that many of these people are simply entitled, lazy, barely literate, and some of them are just frankly bad people. And of course, that doesn't describe every adult on food stamps. No one is saying that. But it does seem to describe a large portion of them. And that is a moral outrage that we as taxpaying Americans who are funding this, we have every right to be upset about that. When people are stealing our money, who don't even need it, and just wasting it in this profligate way, don't let anyone morally blackmail you into thinking that you're not allowed to be upset about that. Of course you can be upset about that. And of course you can demand answers. You're taking my money. I want to know who exactly needs it. And for what? And how are you spending it? That is a legitimate question. Of course it is. And what you end up with is a lot of people who, rather than get a job, would prefer to rob grocery stores and the people shopping inside them. So here's just on that point, here's a sampling of the responses from food stamp recipients on TikTok to, all this stuff about the shutdown, and loser to speak English is threatening to go to prison for the third time if her, or maybe his, I can't tell, food stamps don't come through in November. And for good measure, you can hear a smoke alarm chirp mid-rant. So in case you missed it, it went like this. I don't give a fug. I'm not in the mood. My birthday in December. And then there's the chirp, and then there's the statement that, quote, Thanksgiving coming up. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday, I gotta say. The Thanksgivings. So you are actively suffering. Money is being taken out of your paycheck, and food is being taken off of your children's plate for the sake of that. Remember that. For the sake of that person. Your life is being actively harmed every day. You are being forced to make real sacrifices in your life.
So your mentality is, unless we give you free food for Thanksgiving, we're evil. What about all the content creators on TikTok right now saying that they're going to rob anybody that they see buying groceries at the food store? And that they're going to make sure that their family eats, even if that requires robbing somebody that paid for their groceries. And you're going to sit here and comment, we're just going to see who's good and evil now? Nobody is entitled to our money. Sorry to break the news to you.
If you get EBT, listen up. So, y'all, I was at Sam's Club the other day getting groceries like normal. I was doing the scan and go, getting ready to check out. And it's telling me that I only got $6.01 in my account. And I was like, no way. I literally just got a deposit on the 13th. So, I went and checked the app. And lo and behold, y'all, look at this. Y'all, somebody in Windy City Food Market, Chicago, swiped my card for hundreds of dollars. They even flagged it in the app. So as y'all can see right there, it gave me the option to contact your state. So that's exactly what I had did. And when you contact them, all they telling you that they can do is cancel your card and send you out a new card. And also that you need to go to your defects office and let them know about the fraud. So honey, as soon as I woke up this morning, I put my clothes on and I went straight over there to their defects office. Y'all, me and another lady had walked in at the same time and was standing in line. She was in front of me. Y'all tell me why the exact same thing happened to her. But instead of them pulling it off in one large increment, they was taking hers from her by $100 till they cleared the card out. But they took mine, like they just cleared my whole thing out. I'm thinking they finna tell her, okay, fill out this form. We're going to get you some replacement food stamps. Y'all tell me why this lady said that no. They stopped the replacement stamps on December 20th, December 24th, something like that in 2024. But they not doing it this year. So I'm basically like, I know if they telling her that they can't do nothing for her, they gonna tell me the same thing. And that's exactly what she did. All she said that they can recommend us to do is to start locking our cards. I'll put the website down where they say you can lock your card at if this haven't happened to you yet. But yeah, but y'all, they not doing no replacement food stamps. So basically it's like if you get your food stamps taken, that's it. Y'all tell me why it was another lady that walked in there and said the exact same place took her food stamps too. The Windy City Food Market in Chicago took her food stamps too, just how they did mine. And this was also on the Atlanta news, this happening to another lady. Y'all, they are out here stealing our food stamps, and the people are telling us that they not going to do nothing about it. Now, with this happening to so many people, I'm sure they're going to have to do something, because when we was at the place, the lady said that they've been coming in here going crazy. Like, people are getting their food stamps taken in my area, like back to back, and there's nothing that they can do. Now, me, I'm finna go file a police report. And they gave me this little paper to report it as fraud. I'm finna try to do that. But I'm finna go file a police report because, y'all ain't finna just take my food stamps.
Real quick, while we're on the topic of food stamps, I just want to say this loud and clear from the get-go. If I am at Walmart or Publix or Food Lion and I see someone not properly checking themselves out at the checkout counter, no, I didn't. I didn't see anything, and neither did you. No. Come November, I'm gonna stop wearing my glasses. I don't even need these bitches no more. I'm blind in one eye, and I got astigmatism in the other one. Everything is blurry all the time. I ain't see shit, and neither did you. And we just gonna keep going on about our business, unless they're wearing a red hat. If you see someone wearing a red hat doing it, well, yeah, we probably saw it. We probably saw it. But no snitch November. Here we go. Let's roll together.
If you are so entitled to think that you're just going to come on social media talking about, I'm going to steal because you have these kids to feed and you're going to make sure that your kids don't starve, you had those kids. The taxpayers didn't have those kids. You had those kids. It's your job to feed those kids. You open your legs 7 times, 8 times, because I saw somebody talking about she had 7 kids to feed. You open your legs 7 times to somebody who wasn't no good. Now the taxpayers are supposed to pick up the burden. Those are your kids. Those are your kids. And food stamps or any other government program should not be used to fund bad decisions. Because you may not be getting food stamps for November is no excuse for you to come on social media talking about you're going to steal from Walmart or any other grocery store. You have absolutely no right to do that. What do you think people did in this country before food stamps was ever invented? When they had kids to feed, when they had families to take care of, and they didn't have the option of going to the store and swiping the food stamp or link card. What do you think people did? Do you think that they walked into the store and just piled their carts full of groceries and then walked back out? No. They didn't do that. And the reason they didn't do that is because they were not so reliant on the government and they were not so entitled to think that they are deserving of this. That if the government doesn't give it to me, I'm just going to take it. You're such a baby, you're such a whiner, and you are nothing but an entitled, spoiled brat. God forbid, if the government does not give you food stamps, you need to go to a food pantry. You need to buy what you can for your family. Now, I'm not as harsh on this issue as some people. I believe that it is necessary to have food stamps. Some people, such as the elderly, some people, such as disabled people, people who are on fixed incomes, who cannot work, they need food stamps. And I do not want our government to continue to be shut down so that these people are not able to get the food stamps that they need. A lot of people, even people who are able-bodied, who may be on food stamps until they get on their feet, this is what this program is for.
So on November 1st, people are going to be robbing people walking out of the grocery store because, food stamps, EBT is going to be shutting down within like the next couple of weeks. See, I find this funny because unfortunately I live in a state where you'll probably see a lot of this shit happening because I live in California, but ain't no way this shit's happening in like Texas or Florida. You know that one Squidward meme of him towing a blicky? You're going to be seeing a lot of that over there.
The fuck you mean? Who ain't getting that goddamn food stamps in goddamn November? Cause I'm getting my goddamn shit. I don't know about the rest of you motherfuckers, but I'm getting my shit. Cause I'm gonna tell you just like this on Jesus Lamar motherfucking Christ. I will be at motherfucking Walmart with my steel toes on and my motherfucking helmet, and I dare a bitch try to stop me from walking out that motherfucking store with my groceries. Baby, I'm 250 pounds solid. Baby, you want to see a human motherfucking bulldozer, baby? Cause that's what the fuck I'm gonna turn into. And you think you gonna stop me from sneaking out that goddamn store with my motherfucking monthly groceries that I get every goddamn month? I ain't bothering no goddamn body, okay? Why the fuck is y'all bothering me and my goddamn food? Like, it's gonna be an episode of goddamn Snap if y'all turn them goddamn Snap benefits off, I can tell you that.
Bragging about stealing because your food stamps got cut off, and then got the nerve to tell people to infiltrate the churches for rent money. That is not revolution, that is self-destruction.
Let me show you the most important thing to me. Short ribs. Take off the label so that you don't beat. Get your fucking meat. How many do you think that I got? How many short ribs is that? And can I be real? More of y'all bitch ass niggas should have started taking shit from the motherfucking corporations a long time ago. Y'all just didn't have that shit in your motherfucking bones. Get out there and get in the motherfucking field like I told you. Everything out here is yours. Whether or not you take it, they call that shit free will. I call that shit eminent domain. You know what I'm saying? One thing I learned from the white men, take it!
Your problems don't give you the permission to act ignorant and behave like no criminal. Yeah, life could be tough, life is unfair, but that does not give you the right to answer by stealing, scamming, and dragging your own community down.
Hey now! Take it! I don't give a fuck who's already sitting there. I don't give a fuck if your land was already established. Bitch, it's mine now, and I want it. That is what we should be preaching in the land to the fucking masses. Act more like a white man. Take it for yourself, bitch, and you won't be worried about who don't got it.
Amos Soul once said that if you want to help somebody, you tell them the truth. But if you want to help yourself, you just tell them what they want to hear. And the truth is you scamming, stealing, and blaming other people for your problems is doing nothing but keeping you broke and broken.
Get out there and radish.
You say that you're fighting back. Nope. You just feeding the stereotypes that's holding you back. Real strength isn't taking what isn't yours. Real strength is going out and building something that is.
Last but not least, go in that church you infiltrate. Don't be stupid. Get in there. Ask them for some rent money. Ask them for some help. You've been tithing. Say your lights is off. You need a stipend. You need some food. Go to the church. Ask for help. If the pastor don't help you out, blast them on social media. Quickest way to fuck up the church's money is ask for some.
Every excuse that you make is just a chain link that you put around yourself. Don't nobody owe you no honesty, no dignity, or success. Those are things that you got to earn, and you earn them through hard work, respect, and self-control. So stop stealing, go out there and build something, and stop making them excuses.
So, you might have heard, but the government is currently shut down, and if that continues through the weekend, then SNAP benefits are going to be cut off, and that has caused an uproar online. And with the types of videos going viral, I think we see exactly why the welfare system needs to be completely overhauled, because the entitlement in these videos, guys, is certifiably insane. All right, so on November 1st, if the government does not reopen after this month-long shutdown, millions of American SNAP benefits will be shut down. And why, you might ask? Well, because there is no money. It has been bled dry. The new spending bill has not been passed. There is now no money for SNAP. And Republicans have a new spending bill that they want to pass. Democrats want even more money and more programs crammed into that bill. So they voted to shut down the government in protest. And that has been going on for 29 days as of the time that I am filming this episode. And of course, everyone is blaming the big bad orange man for this, even though, again, it is the Democrat representatives voting against the reopening of the government time and time again. And they are saying that Trump is this monster for not caving to the demands and the needs of the American people. Meanwhile, the Americans on food stamps are posting videos of themselves stealing, making lobster tail dinners, and exposing how they exploit the system for their own gain. Now, all right, so let's just dive on it. I want to give you some context just to begin with, in case you don't know much about the program, but as with most government programs, SNAP was created with the best of intentions. It was to help people survive during the Great Depression and to help distribute food that farmers were growing but could not sell. This started in the late 1930s. And in the 90s then, this system, this food stamp system, was later refined to ensure that it was temporary. You needed to be able to prove that you were disabled to stay on SNAP. You were trying to work, you were trying to get a job, you were working certain hours a week, etc. Again, good intentions all the way around. But what that did was just encourage bad actors, encourage some Americans to gamify the system and get dependent. They would work a set amount of hours and not work a single hour more so that they could still get unemployment and food stamps, avoid work because, hey, why would they go get a job when the government is funding their life? And obviously, I want to be clear, we're going to talk about this a little later, that is not the case for every single person who has government assistance, but there are bad actors who have abused the system time and time again. And now that benefits might be cut off next month, they are lashing out, to say the least. Just watch.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefits is not coming no more. They're still pending. It is the taxpayer's job to pay for my kids to eat and for my kids to be taken care of. I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok.
If Congress doesn't get this shutdown figured out tomorrow, it does look like they're not going to open and no food stamps. But my question is, a lot of people that get the food stamps are threatening they're just going to go to the store and steal food or steal stuff. Do you believe that it should be allowed? Should it be allowed? I'm going to say no. I have spent many, many years being what is called the working poor. The working poor is where we make too much money to qualify for any help, but we don't make enough to survive, or just barely survive. Years, raise my kids, pay for preschool, kindergarten, all that stuff. The working poor. I think they should take the time to be looking up food banks, churches, organizations that are willing to help during this crisis. And I'm sure that they're going to be out there. With that being said, if my kid is hungry and I have went through all the resources and I still can't find food, I just might do whatever it takes. So my question is, should the people whose food stamps are being cut off be prosecuted for stealing food? The food, no. If they could prove that they got kids, I think maybe we let it go. But if you're just stealing a bunch of prime rib to feed you and your boyfriend, that's a no-go. I'm Big of Cheese. Tell me what you think. As always, give me a follow, and you be blessed.
If I came in your house with all my bags, picking out all your food, deep freezer, snacks, your grandmama's milk, and everything, what you gonna do? I'm curious. What you gonna do if I was to walk in your house and go grocery shopping in your shit?
Try it. Go ahead. Try it. If you came in my house, you wouldn't even make it to the fridge. You wouldn't even be able to grocery shop. You'd probably hear 2 noises. Maybe not. Maybe probably hear 1 noise. A surprise noise hearing me. Then, depending on where you got hit, you might hear a pop. But, well-placed shots. That's all I got to say. And you enter somebody's house, you're going to get the consequences you deserve. So you could fuck around and find out the hard way. But you probably hear 1 noise if you're lucky. You're going to wake up and see, some people say they see a light, a bright light, if they make it out of the coma.
The level of stupid on here is just astounding. People claiming that Muslims get the most SNAP benefits, or that 59% of people getting are illegal aliens, are just utter and total nonsense. By the way, most of the people on SNAP benefits are white. The second most are black. The third most are Hispanic. That's it. You can look up all the data by just using Google, which is free. because I'm tired of seeing videos that are just so pathetically wrong. And then we have a woman going, single issue bill, single issue, blah, blah, blah. Democrats need to just... I don't think you understand how this works. I don't think you get it. There's always a thing called negotiation, and Republicans don't want to negotiate because they want healthcare bills to skyrocket. They know what everybody on the planet, except for you, know, that if they just let this bill go and let it pass, that the Republicans are going to do nothing about healthcare. Healthcare costs are going to soar, and they're going to blame it on Democrats. That's what's going to happen. And Democrats aren't stupid. They know that. So they're saying, no, if you want to fund the government, okay, keep the subsidies, keep the tax subsidies in there so health cost is lower for everyone. If you don't, it skyrockets and we have huge problems. But that's where Republicans just don't care. And stop saying this is a Democrat thing, because it's not. You have a Republican president, you have the Republican House, you have the Republican Senate, you have the Republican Supreme Court, you have everything. And you still can't figure out how to just fund the government. You still can't figure it out. And you can't figure it out because you can't simply be adults, sit at a table and negotiate. And your president is supposed to be such a wonderful negotiator, right? Apparently not. You know, when you go to run things, when you go to actually administrate and take care of things, you have to negotiate and be smart and actually step up to the plate. Time and time and time again, Republicans show they can't do anything. They can't even do the most simple task, and that is just to keep the government open. And those are the facts. If you don't think so, Google it. It's free.
SNAP recipients are now threatening to loot grocery stores if their benefits are cut off, and this goes for all states across the US right now. Now, some states do have their own assistance programs where SNAP's not going to get cut off for them, but most of them don't. But as far as federally, it's not going to be funded for all states, so the government money will not be coming in. And now, whether or not this is true and people will actually do that will be seen. But in 2 days, SNAP benefits are set to end. And there is nothing more dangerous than someone who is desperate, hungry, and has nothing to lose. Some stores are anticipating possible riots. Some stores are claiming that they may even shut down and do pickup and online orders only. But at the end of the day, this is all speculation. Now, if you ask me, do I think this is really going to happen? To be honest, I don't know. But being a non-biased news journalist, I do got to put this information out there as soon as I see enough articles on it. And some people are even saying to just not even go out once November 1st hits because it'll just be pandemonium in the streets. But what do you all think about this? Let me know down in the comments.
I just seen a lady on my For You page saying that if Trump cuts off their food stamps, they're going in the store and they taking everything. Lady, America has y'all in Hunger Games on purpose. Once you take everything out the stores, they're not going to refill them shelves. So when they don't refill them shelves, then it's going to be the people against the people. So I guess you're going to start running up in folks' houses and getting shot the fuck down. Because that's exactly what's going to fucking happen next. So y'all might want to rethink this shit out and come up with a better plan. As a matter of fact, if you were smart, you go find you some damn seeds and start you a fucking garden of some sort. Even if it ain't nothing but house plants, sis. Okay?
And here's another mango. I can't stand Walmart. I'm gonna just start it like that. I can't stand Walmart. They always accusing somebody of stealing, and they the biggest crooks that could ever be a freaking brand. Like, y'all MFers still owe me my orientation check and my last paycheck when I was working there in 2016. And y'all keep playing with me. Like, where's my money? Y'all still owe me. And y'all over here mad at somebody stealing? If I was dead, I would have dropped all that shit, said, give me my money back. And I'd have left the store. And I would have never went back. Because y'all not going to be accusing me of stealing shit. Us black women, us black people, we to be too prideful. But sometimes y'all gotta let that pride shit go and just keep your money.
I'm sorry to tell you, the people that y'all are saying that scamming, I'm not saying people don't scam on food stamps, but those people are still poor. Excuse me. Just because you can't afford your groceries, life is just unfair in general. So I feel, anyways, just because, like I said, you can't afford your groceries, you don't put other people down for it. Those people are still poor. Regardless if they flip their pay stub and do stuff with it, they still can't afford food just like you. You don't know their situation. Oh, they're selling stamps. Okay, at least they're giving them to people. You mad because a motherfucker is buying steak? If I'm going to be honest, steak don't even cost that much. Unless you're trying to go to one of them wealthy restaurants, then yeah, but the way I be seeing y'all spending, and yeah, call it pocket watching, whatever. The way I be seeing y'all spending money on bottles of Don Julio and all that other type of stuff and weed 24/7, packs of cigarettes, that stuff adds up. You can get a steak too with some crab legs. Actually, Whole Foods crab legs is pretty cheap. Just saying. The thing, my moral of the story is, they're still poor. You're so mad about the food stamps. I feel like that's the least of our worries if somebody's scamming. The problem is that, taxpayer dollars are going to jails. It's a lot of other things. But like I said, being mad at somebody on food stamps are still poor. Just like this one creator said, Chad, just like he said, switch places with that person and get food stamps. And he said, I guarantee you won't. Because you won't. Because they're still poor. Regardless if they flip, switching, remaking, editing something, they're still poor. Living paycheck to paycheck.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.